Hi guys, Aunt Ashley here. We're going to do another book from our Caring and Sharing Treasures Berenstain Bear book. So today's is called Get Involved. Always try to do what is good for each other and for everyone else. 1 Thessalonians 5:15. Looks like they're going for a walk to do something in the rain. Let's see what they're going to do. Brother and Sister Bear belonged to the Cub Club at the chapel in the woods. Preacher Brown was their leader. They did lots of fun things together. They went on picnics, played baseball and basketball, sang in the choir, put on plays, painted pictures of Bible stories, and put up decorations in the chapel at Christmas time. But the Cub Club was about much more than just doing fun things. There's all the fun things they like to do. The real purpose of the club was to help others. There was always something that needed to be done around bear country. Sometimes it was cleaning up the Beartown playground. Sometimes it was bringing food to bears who couldn't get out and about. Sometimes it was fixing up old houses for folks who didn't fix them up themselves. Doing lots of good things for others. Brother and sister liked to be helpful. It made them feel good deep down inside. Preacher Brown explained that it was always a good thing to help those in need. As the Bible says, he told them, whoever is kind to the needy honors God. So the Cub Club went right on helping others all over bear country. Little did they know that very soon their help would be truly needed indeed. There he is talking to them. One morning at breakfast, Papa Bear was reading the weather forecast. Says here, it will rain for the next 2 days, he said. Rain, rain, and more rain. Oh dear, said Mama. I was planning to do laundry and air it out on the line. It will have to wait. Brother and sister didn't pay much attention. A little rain didn't seem to be anything to get very excited about. We've had a lot of rain / snow lately, haven't we? On the way to school, brother and sister noticed the sky growing very dark. By the time they reached school, it was starting to drizzle. Through the morning it rained harder and harder. It rained so hard that recess was canceled, and they had a study period instead. Phooey on rain, muttered brother. Rain, rain, go away, recited sister. Come again some other day. But the rain paid no attention. It came pouring down harder than ever. I think you made it worse, said brother. It is really coming down raining hard, huh? When school let out, the cubs splashed their way through the puddles, but they heard a car coming down the road. It was Mama. She was coming to pick them up. Thanks, Mama, said the cubs. We were getting soaked. We're having a good time until she came along, but this will get them home faster and a little drier. Back home, Mama had a fire going in the fireplace, and Papa spread their wet clothes out to dry. Brother and sister played with honey in front of the cozy fire. This rain is getting serious, said Papa. There could be flooding along the river. Oh dear, said Mama. That's where Uncle Ned, Aunt Min, and Cousin Fred live. I do hope they don't get flooded out. Brother and sister perked up their ears. What would it mean if Cousin Fred's family got flooded out? What does it mean if somebody gets flooded out? Let's see. At bedtime, brother and sister could hear the wind howling and the rain beating against the windows. It was a little spooky, but they snuggled down under their covers and soon drifted off to sleep. They dreamt about rushing streams and roaring waterfalls. There they are. It's yucky outside with all that rain and wind. And there they are dreaming. It was still raining when they woke up the next morning. "Wow," said Brother, pressing against the window pane. "Look at it coming down." As Brother and Sister went downstairs, they heard Papa on the phone. "Don't worry," he said. "I'll be right over." "Over where?" asked Mama. "That was Preacher Brown," said Papa, getting his coat and hat. "The river is rising fast. We'll need to get everyone out of their houses down there. We're meeting at the chapel." "We'll all come," said Mama. "There'll be plenty for everyone to do." Brother and Sister were excited. They had never been part of a rescue mission before. So there they are, all talking about going. At the chapel in the woods, bears were gathering from all over. Their cars were loaded with shovels and buckets, bundles of blankets, and boxes of food. Grizzly Gus had loads of sandbags in his truck. Preacher Brown saw Brother and Sister and some of the other cubs. "I want all you Cub Club members to go along with your dads and help out," he told them. "That is what the Cub Club is all about." "Yes, sir," they said. They were glad to be going, and Brother and Sister especially wanted to make sure Cousin Fred was all right. So there they are gathering with all their supplies, and Preacher Brown telling them, "You gotta go help." They drove down through the storm, down to the river. "We're just in time," said Papa. "The water is nearing up to the houses." An angry river was swirling over its banks and lapping towards the houses. "Look, there's Cousin Fred," said Sister. Cousin Fred, with Uncle Ned and Aunt Min, were leaning out of an upstairs window and waving. So there they are heading out. But look, the river is all around it. And if you look really, really close right up there, you can see the bears were there, up in their house waving, trying to get their attention. The bears all went to work piling up sandbags and digging ditches to keep the water away from the houses. Brother and Sister, Cousin Fred, and the rest of the Cub Club joined in. They dug and dug and dug until they were cold, wet, and tired. Then everyone drove back to the chapel to warm up, dry off, and get something to eat. So there they are working away, heading back to the chapel. Preacher Brown's wife, along with Mama and the other mamas, had soup and sandwiches ready for all those cold, wet bears. They wrapped them in dry blankets and settled them down in the chapel's pews. Miss Grizz sat at the organ to give them a little music. Excuse me. "I'm so glad you're all right," said Mama to Uncle Ned, Aunt Min, and Cousin Fred, giving them big hugs and kisses. So everybody's okay. Preacher Brown got up in the pulpit, opened the Bible, and started to read. The floodgates of heaven were open, and the rain fell on the earth. The water flooded the earth. Sister noticed a bright light coming through the chapel windows. "Look," she said, "the rain is stopping, and the sun is coming out." "The rain has stopped falling from the sky," read Preacher Brown. "And there a rainbow," said Brother. "I have set my rainbow in the clouds," Preacher Brown read, and closed the Bible. So after they saw some of the things, Preacher Brown found them right in the Bible. "With God's help, we are all safe and sound," said Preacher Brown. "Thanks to everyone for pitching in and helping out. I particularly want to thank our youngest helpers, the members of the Cub Club." And the bears clapped for Brother, Sister, Cousin Fred, and the Cub Club. They had been there to help others when their help was truly needed. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I'm yawning. So, just because you're little doesn't mean that there aren't things that you can help with in certain situations. So, just take an ask sometimes. If you know that there's something to be done and you can do it, then go ahead. But sometimes we have to ask and say, "Mommy, Daddy, Grandma, Grandpa, whoever you're around, can I help with something?" And I'm sure that if there's something that you could do, they'll gladly tell you. Sometimes there isn't things that we can do. We have to let the adults do it. But I'm sure there's little things sometimes that you guys can do to help Mommy and Daddy out. So, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I love you, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!